minutes. We had 3 interceptions, and obviously I have the defensive MVP and the offensive MVP right next to me right here. These guys, along with their teammates, really battled today, and I'm awful proud of our football team. And we beat a good football team. Wyoming's a real good football team. They have a great program and a great staff, and I know they'll have many great times ahead of them. So I couldn't be more proud of our guys, of our team, as I said, and I'm really awful grateful to the guys, the media that traveled out from Philadelphia, and we're excited to go back to Philadelphia, representing our university, our great city. That's a great sports city with this win. Great future for Temple. Temple's here to stay. Temple is a program that's on the rise, and will continue to battle and compete and represent our university in first-class manner. Any questions?
Just so you guys know, too, the offensive player is Chris Coyer. The defensive player is Tahir Whitehead.
Mike Kern, Philadelphia Daily News. Steve, can you just talk about the way Bernard kind of set the tone?
Right.
Not just Bernard, but I mean, you gave the ball to Bernard a lot. The first couple of possessions just sort of opened the game up.
Well, he had 25 carries for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, 31 yards on the first drive. First drive set the tone. And obviously all our offensive line and everyone that was involved with that, Chris, and, you know, so I thought that was a great opener for us. And you know, you could see that our team was ready, mentally and physically ready to play this football game.
Joe Craney, Temple News. For Streeter's touchdown at the end of the half, did you have to fight off the urge to sit on the ball with a 14-point lead?
I did.
Yeah.
Coach Leffler really felt strong, our offensive coordinator, on making that play, calling that play, and certainly our kids wanted to execute that play. And Chris and Streeter, and protection was great. We took a shot, and it ended up being a very, very important touchdown for us. You know, in terms of momentum, psychologically, we answered a score with a score going into the half, so it was a big play.
And did Joe Jones's return factor into that at all, the fact that he returned to the 40?
Right. That's what made it give us that opportunity. We would probably not have done that had we felt like we had really poor field position.
Glenn Rosales, Associated Press. Chris, can you just go over a little bit the emotions during the last minute of the first half there?
Well, we knew it was going to be. We knew they had swung the momentum their way. It was a big touchdown for them. Going into the half, we weren't really sure. As Coach Dazio said, we weren't really sure whether we were going to sit on it or go with it. Thankfully, we got a great return by Joe out to the 40. We decided to go with it. Ran a 3 vertical play. You know, the protection was outstanding. Streeter won, and thankfully, you know, got it and made a great play to get it in the end zone.
Keith Pompey with the Philadelphia Inquirer. Tahir, can you just talk about what your defense did against the quarterback? It just seems like you guys forced him into a lot of bad decisions.
The goal going into this game was to keep him rattled and not throw the cage around him, because he was a very good and explosive quarterback. We just wanted to make him one-dimensional, pass the ball, and that's what we did throughout the course of the game.
And Steve, can you just talk about your defense performance in this game and particularly throughout the season? You know, they have been phenomenal, but however, it seems like they always take a shadow to the running game.
Well, I mean, our starting point is playing great defense. That's what our program is built around. And we have played, you know, we lead a lot of statistical categories in the country. And, you know, we have a lot of pride in playing great defense. And we came out today, and they were outstanding offensive football team. Outstanding. The quarterback was a great competitor. And I thought our defense just did a phenomenal job, as they have done all year. And, you know, as I said, that's our plan to win. And our kids and our coaches executed that way. But, you know, we're very proud of our defense, extremely proud. They're like, as I said, if you go through the categories, they lead in most, and that's very, very impressive. So it's a great job by Chuck Heater, our defensive coordinator, and our defensive staff, and our defensive players.
And Tahir, you know, yesterday you spoke of, you know, you guys weren't able to complete things in years past. Now you guys got the bowl victory that you wanted to get, and how does it feel to, you know, to finish your career with 4 consecutive victories and a bowl win?
It feels great, you know. Coming into college, like, that was my goal. I wanted to compete in bowl games and championships, and being as though we missed the MAC championship this year, this bowl game was considered our championship. So we came out with a chip on our shoulder, and I think we came out with the victory.
Chris, when you guys have been able to get ahead a lot this year, how much does that make it easier to play offense when it sort of opened things up for a lot of other plays?
You know, getting on top early, of course, was going to be a big deal in this game. We knew that they had a very explosive offense, and throughout the year, that's been big for us to get ahead early. It really opens up everything that we can do. You know, in this game in particular, with their offense, with knowing as good as it was, and how the momentum could swing at any time, it was big for us.
Brian Zenz, Temple News. Chris, can you talk about how you started your years like the second or third guy on the depth chart? You know, and you finished the season as the offensive MVP in a bowl game.
Well, it's definitely been an interesting ride throughout this year. You know, starting the year, coaching staff, maybe I wasn't quite ready for the opportunity for a starting job. And as the year went on, I feel like I showed the coaches in practice more that I was ready to take on a starting role. And you know, thankfully, these past 3 or 4 games, you know, I got a chance and took it and capitalized on it.
Steve, you said earlier this week that one game wasn't going to define your season, but now that you went out this way, I mean, what exactly does this do for the program going forward?
Well, it catapults you, you know. I mean, the most important thing, you know, it was really important for these seniors to go out with this win. A bowl win, a 9th win, and as Tahir said, it was our championship game. And that was what was most important. Our season was a great year for us. We had a great year, and that's terrific. And but this allowed us to put that exclamation point on it. And I think the way we played this game really was important. It was important for our conference, the MAC conference. It was important for our team, important for our seniors and our fan base. And so it gives you great momentum, you know. And we're obviously grateful for that win. It didn't define our season, but it put a nice exclamation point on our season. And as Keith mentioned, momentum from continuing how we've played now in November and December, because we hadn't finished well in the past, and we knew that was one of our goals, was to learn how to finish. And it's very satisfying to see our kids enjoy this experience. I mean, they enjoy that on the field. That's a memory they'll have forever. That'll never go away. They'll be able to take that with them forever. And that's what college football is all about.
Chris, it certainly didn't look like it, but was the shoulder at all bothering you today?
Not at all. Thankfully, not at all. Thankfully, you know, the 3-week or so rest was just enough for me to be able to play it for 100% today.
Were you playing through any pain, or is it just kind of just get it?
Actually, not at all. Thanks to a great training staff that had a great rehab program and got me prepared to play this game.
So the senior class is now the winningest class in Temple history, and it's one of 2 classes to ever win a bowl game. What does that mean to you?
Just set the foundation for the younger guys, you know. Obviously, you want the class next year to extend, the one in this class, you know. Like, we want them to be the one in this class. We set the foundation for the young guys to keep winning over the next couple of years.
You know, I'd like to just say one thing too, just a little bit on a sidebar. I've been fortunate to be in a lot of bowl games. The way the people here are treated, this bowl game is fantastic. The hospitality that was here, that was given to our program. This is a big-time bowl game, and really had just a terrific time here. And, you know, when you've been in them before, you know when they're run really well. This was run really well. And it's a great experience for our program, and I know that future programs that come here will really have a great bowl experience here in Albuquerque.
Rick Wright, Albuquerque Journal. Chris was kind of the forgotten man during the build-up this week. Could you just talk about the game he had?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, he did a great job in directing our offense, you know, throwing the ball, running the ball, and he gives us, you know, such an element, you know, that becomes much more difficult to defend. The option football's in our game, and Chris can handle all that. He can throw it, he can run it. We had some critical called draws, QB draws, and then we had a couple of broken, you know, escape from the pocket plays that were critical. And Chris can do all that with his legs, and that gives an element that's very hard for defenses to defend.